Hey guys, remember Parsel? The two best REST API testing Well, we've got some. So I recently did a full rewrite, and before you why write something that well, here's the thing: the original version was built on a direct and Ratatouille, the TUI framework I'm using, is evolving very fast and leaving the crates behind because it's still pre-version 1. The rewrite focused on two main things. First, let's rely on third-party widgets. I'm using more of what Ratatouille provides so that we can have fewer breakages when things update. Second, I switched to libcurl for HTTP requests. Now I know what you're thinking. Wasn't request working fine? Technically, yes, but here's the deal. Even with the request blocking API, still carries some async overhead from Tokyo. Parsel is not IO heavy. It makes one request at a time, thousands. So native OS threads with libcurl, simpler and more predictable. No hidden async machinery, just straightforward blocking calls. All right, enough talking. Let me show you what's working so far. So here I'm in the home directory of my terminal. I'm using a very cool GPU accelerated terminal. And yeah, if we can do like I've already installed Parsel. So if we can do check the location of Parsel, I can say it is in user local bin Parsel. I like installing it up there. So let us try. Yeah, I also wanted to show you something else. So if we do auto, then the path of Parsel as the parameter, we can see it is depending on libcurl. Now it doesn't use request for the API calls. Uh, it kind of does the same thing as curl does. Curl also depends on libcurl. Curl and libcurl are two different things. And also Git uses this. So anyway, now back to the code. Sorry for digressing. Now let us just call Parsel. So the interface is pretty much the same. You can change the method with just pressing M. You wanna do post, put, delete, and stuff like that. So for this, let us start with doing get. Then I'll press I. Then let's go to a URL maybe. So I like using HTTP bin. So https bin.io is the fastest. .org is kind of type here, anything, and press send. So you can see on the response tab, we have our own JSON. And yeah, another thing I added is now at least we have syntax and lighting for JSON and for JSON and for also HTML. So to navigate through these tabs, this too is model. So I'll press escape. Watch down here, what will happen over here. So I'll press escape, then we're back to normal mode. Then I'll press tab, and then this will send me to query parameters. Tab again, it will send me to request header. Tab, and then tab again to the request body, and I can also change the body by pressing B if I went from URL encoded and JSON. So those are the ones that are currently supported. Maybe in future I'll be able to support from data, which is slightly complex for terminal user interface, but yeah, it's a cool challenge, and I'm willing to try it. Then, of course, you can go to response headers. Then you can go to the response part. Then once you're here, you can just press, yeah, I've seen it. Once you're here, you can scroll down with J, you can scroll up with K, so that you can inspect whatever is happening here. Then tab back to our URL page. And if you want to go back, shift, tab, you go to the other side. Then tab here. Then once you're now in this panel, here, I shouldn't be using a mouse. It helps with the visualization of the video, but the whole point of having a terminal user interface is to avoid using a mouse, and that is why I made it model. So we're gonna go, the URL is okay. Let us maybe change this to post, then go to query parameter. The key and val are just placeholders. I know the actual value is being sent until you type some value. So let's say, for example, it's a pagination request. So we can say page, then separate with a colon, then page one, then press escape, then press. So just switching modes and stuff. Now, if you look at the response tab over here, you can see I've sent a parameter with page one. Then I press I again. Then let's say we have another parameter called page. Then let's say we are paginating 10 per page, and you can see it is submitting it that way. But yeah, so now let us go to the next tab, which is request headers. So we're gonna start with the most common header. So we're gonna do auto authorization with the American spelling. Then of course it always starts with BRR. Then we're gonna do token. Now let us go to the request header section, and here I'm gonna use the most commonly used header of all time. So okay, I can say it's most common. Let's just assume it is the most common. So we're gonna do authorization with the American spelling. Then of course we start BRR. It doesn't do anything, but it's just a standard. Then the token is here. Then press escape, then enter. So to switch the mode, then enter. Then if we go to the responses, then scroll down, you can see our authorization header is over there. Then let us change that accept to let's say JSON. For you to enter another header, you just have to press enter. Then it is per line, so it will split by line. Then it will also split by semicolon, and this is not a semicolon, by the colon, for you to get the parts. So you can just add a new line. So this is more of, it's unlike the graphical user interface, so you'll have clear inputs. This is you just typing things. And okay, for me, this is a very cool way of working. I don't know about you guys, I don't know about your workflows, but if I can go a day without touching the trackpad, that is a very awesome day. So let us add accept header, then application JSON. Yeah, so if we check our responses over here, you can see our responses application JSON. All right, cool. Now let us send something in the body. Let us assume this is a blog post. So title, so we're submitting a title, which is introducing Parsel. Then the body over here is okay. Something right. So press enter. Then if we go here, you can see on our response tab, we can see the data is submitted, has been formatted nicely by the HTTP bin server. It's a very cool server for testing this thing, and it is very instrumental to me understanding what works and what it does not. So yeah, it can definitely help you if you are building a client like mine. All right, so let us just scroll. We can see our query parameters, our data. We've not submitted any file. We've not submitted any form. We're going to submit a form in a few. So let us do, you can see headers, accept application JSON. We can accept encoding gzip. Then authorization via a token. The content length is from the client side, of course. It will be automatically be added by libcal for us. Then the host, which is doing the thing. Then you can see we submitted a JSON body. With body, this is cool. So yeah, this can be in your test. Most of your APIs are accepting JSON, but let us go old school and accept form URL encoded. So how you navigate in this thing, as you've seen, I'm just pressing tab. So you move from panel to panel with tab. I'll add a quick shortcut to jump between panels later, but for now it is sequential. So if you're in query parameters and you press tab, you go to request headers and it will be highlighted. And if you want to go back, shift tab. So shift does the opposite of what a key does. So for example, if B changes the application, the request type, shift B does the opposite, right? So it is back and forth. Even it works even in method. So if M goes forward, shift M goes back. So that is the philosophy. And once you internalize this, I think you can be able to do things very, right? So we're now sending form URL encoded, which is the same form, the same thing being sent by HTML forms. All right, so let us hit enter. Then let us inspect our request. So we passed our argument. We've sent some data form. You can see it is formatted in pairs as a form. Thanks to libcal, I wouldn't be able to write that in a very short time. Yeah, maybe in future I write my own. Anyway, so authorization, bearer token, then the content type automatically is form URL encoded. This is the most commonly used type. So there's no JSON, of course, and you can see on the URL, currently you can't be able to scroll left. This is something I'll work on. So you can see the URL as those query parameters that we passed over here. Over here, you can see page equals 1. So instead of adding it to the URL part, so this also helps you visualize the URL as you're supposed to. So when you're testing APIs, you only write the base URL, and the query parameters can be added nicely and as many as you want. So the URL stays stagnant. Yeah. So this is what we have so far. Maybe in future the data is over there. So in future there's a lot of work to be done. Also still stabilizing the code base, add history, maybe add support for Open API, maybe support some Postman stuff to make the transition easy. But so far, this is what we have. So yeah, that's where Parsel is at. Still maintaining it, still improving it. Yeah, if you've got a feature request, drop them in the GitHub issues. The link is in the description. Catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.